I get in my own way a lot. There's a song that I love that says, "No weapon formed against me shall prosper." And a lot of times I be the weapon that's formed against me, and I be prospering. I don't know if it is me being afraid of succeeding or me being afraid of failing, but whenever I start making progress on a goal, like someone gets in my way. So let's talk about it. Welcome to Noted. This is a series where I unpack the things that keep us stuck and afraid from making bold changes. My name is Julia Gould, and I'm a published researcher. With each episode, I bring you a topic that is showing up in my own life. I explore the research and try to figure out what the hell we can do about it. So if you are like me and you are curious about why you do what you do and what you can do differently, stick around. Can I be honest? This episode almost did not happen. After the last episode, I started to see a little bit of traction on some of my channels, and for some reason, it tanked me. Like, my motivation went out the door, my procrastination went to the moon. It just took every ounce of energy out of me to bring this episode together. But the good news is that this is a series about the things that keep us stuck. So thankfully, I have found some research out there to explain why I was stuck and what we can do about it. Now, the term that we will explore today is called by different names. Sometimes it's referred to as fear of success. Sometimes it's called success avoidance. Sometimes it looks like self-sabotage. Even fear of failure shows up in the literature. But the earliest observation of this phenomenon was noted by Sigmund Freud. And Freud, who is considered the father of modern psychology, he also has some weird thoughts about children being attracted to their parents. Freud, in his research, what he found was individuals who were wrecked by success. And what he meant by that was there were some individuals who would fall ill, physically ill or mentally ill, the moment that they achieved the thing that they wanted. In his paper, he talks about individuals who, once they achieve this thing, especially if it's something that they longed for, and this could be like a relationship, a promotion, what have you, rather than feeling a sense of satisfaction, a lot of times they experience distress. And that distress usually leads to them losing the thing that they wanted. So Freud talks about his theory as to why individuals do that. I'm not going to get into that because he talks about children and parents. But Freud is the earliest observation of this phenomenon. The second paper that I came across was written by Dr. Carl, we're just gonna say our word because I don't know how to pronounce his last name. And he did a meta-analysis, so looking at all of the research out there about fear of success. Some of the reasons that he brought forward as to why we avoid success was sometimes we feel guilty about succeeding. Of course, this starts in childhood, as does everything. Children who were meant to feel inadequate, or children who did not feel as though they were loved as themselves, they have a really hard time in adulthood enjoying good things. So since success feels good, unfortunately for that adult, success also feels like something that they are not allowed to have, something that they are unworthy of. The other theory that he brought forward was for children who had an insecure attachment style to their parents. Those children in adulthood were very afraid of anything that causes separation between them and the people that they love. Oftentimes, success means standing out. It might mean a mental shift or a physical move. They tend to have a lot of anxiety around success. He has some other theories about values, cultures, personality that I won't get into. But the last theory that he brought forward that I thought was a little interesting was a research paper that was done by Dr. Martina Horna. She is a Harvard-trained psychologist. And back in 1968, she studied a group of women and documented their feelings about success. And one of the things that she found was, unfortunately for women, because we have been conditioned to think of others before ourselves, success can feel selfish. And some women even noted that success can feel like a loss of likability, a loss of relationships, even a loss of femininity. So that's why it is to be avoided. I can't relate to that, but that is one theory that is out there. The one that touched home for me the most was work done by Dr. Joanna Ivers. She's a researcher out of Dublin, and she explored success avoidance among individuals who were from disadvantaged backgrounds. And what she found was that those individuals tend to pursue careers that kept them in their existing socioeconomic circle. Because the theory is, in order to succeed, it would require them to move or to change in a way that disconnects them from their culture, their community, their loved ones. And that was the one that really hit home for me. At 17, I left my home country and moved to the US for a better life. Unfortunately, that meant leaving behind my family, my friends, and even a version of myself that I could have been had I stayed. Even though I don't regret the life that I have now, there's still components of my old self that I miss. And as I think about what success looks like for me, I know that it is going to require a level of focus, selfishness, and ways of thinking that might lead me to lose things that I love. And don't get me wrong, I have amazing friends and family, and I know that they support my evolution, but I know fundamentally that what I want is going to require a different version of me. And I don't know that I fully accepted who I need to become. So what do I do about it, right? I'll tell you what's working for me, and the reason why this episode made it today. I have found the one thing that I can't help but do. I will be forever curious about human beings and the way they think and why we do the things that we do. So even if I never make a penny from this work, it is work that I will likely be doing for the rest of my life. And getting to share this work and hopefully help others, like, that is the bonus. And so I guess my antidote for fear of success is purpose, meaning, alignment. Alignment with my life's work, alignment with my values, alignment with my energy. That is what propels me forward. What I will leave you with, there is an amazing podcast by the name of Hidden Brain. It is my favorite. And there is an episode that talks about finding meaning and purpose. I will leave it down below in case you want to check it out, but it's really good. It features a father who had to find meaning in his life after his daughter passed away. And I think he does a great job of providing very thoughtful exercises that you can do to start thinking about how you can develop meaning in your own work. So today we learned about success avoidance, a few theories as to why we do it, and at least what's been working for me in terms of making progress in my own life. I hope that this episode has been helpful for you. And if you can relate to my own struggles, go ahead and give this video a thumbs up. It helps me understand what topics are most relevant to help us navigate this thing called life. So if you have any tips or any stories that you'd like to share, I also invite you to leave them in the comments. You never know who you might be helping. And until next time, take care.